Yo, what's up? It's your boy DJ Dead Homie, and I'm back with another episode of the Dead Homies and Enemies podcast. And check this out, man. They done ran up on my boy's crib and shot up the crib, man. You know what I'm saying? After Kendrick Lamar dropped that Not Like Us, man, it's been ugly for my boy Drizzy, man. The boy, man, his store in London got vandalized. They wrote "Not For Us," spray painted, graffitied all on the window, "Not For Us" all over his store, man. Last week, Cash XO, which is the Weeknd. If anybody's familiar with the Weeknd music, Cash XO's bodyguard got shot up in front of his house. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. 2 weeks later, Drake's bodyguard gets shot up in front of his house, man. What's going on in Toronto, Canada, man? It sounds like some real gangster shit going on. But, you know, this is Dead Homies and Enemies podcast, and we ain't scared of it. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? So I've been telling fools for years that Drake is a gangster, man. Drizzy is a gangster. All that soft lover boy stuff he be doing on TV and the music videos, all the comedy, all the act, that's acting, man. Drizzy is a gangster, bro. You know what I'm saying? They look at him like Tupac out there in Toronto. You know what I mean? But anyways, we're gonna go and review this little background of Drake and his gang affiliations, man, because DJ Dead Homies, we're going to go back to the beginning of it, and I'm going to bring you all the way to the present, man, so y'all bear with me. Dead Homies. It's about to get real depressing. It's about to get real gangster. It's about to get real grimy on this podcast, bruh. We're talking about one of the biggest rap stars of this generation, man, Drizzy, Drake. Let's get it.
Drake always got some new goons over there.
Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been.
Yeah, man. It's about to get real ugly on the Dead Homies and Enemies.
Secret that Drake is heavily connected to the streets.
Drake always got some new goons over there in that OVO camp.
He didn't label me as his goon. I labeled myself as his goon. I call him father, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Drake Shooter.
Oh,
that's big bro. I'm scared of Drake. Not a fighter, he's powerful. He gotta be dangerous in some shape or form, fashion.
On one hand, Drake seems to be an advocate for peace in the streets.
I like to remember the friends I've lost as great teachers. It's a daunting path, you know, to try and be the biggest and baddest from your ends or from your hood or whatever.
But on the other hand, he proudly perpetuates violence. Let's break it down. Drum's breakout song was a record named Cha-Cha. And when Drake first uploaded Hotline Bling, it was named the Cha-Cha Remix. It was later renamed just Hotline Bling and started being pushed as a single due to the positive reception. When Drum was asked about it, he tried to be diplomatic about the situation, but later he would reveal he felt slighted as Drake took his idea and never once reached out.
That's a direct bite of Cha-Cha.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, it's just really weird. I ain't get no reach out, no nothing, or whatever. Kinda, it fucked with me for a long time.
Back in 2017, he ended up running into Drake at Coachella.
Has a conversation with you and Drake even happened?
Some years ago, or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's one of them ones. He was DJing at a party, I approached him. I'm like, hey, bro, we need to talk. You know what I'm saying? Stepped outside, said what I had to say, bro. Like, what you mean, bro? I pressed his ass.
But we all know Drake travels with the whole army. Drake's right-hand man, Chubbs, has said it himself that he hates it when people think Drake is soft. And so they wasted no time, and them boys got active.
And see, bam, I'm like, oh, shit. I ain't gonna hold you. His bodyguards went to town on the kid.
Try to bring the John, told me he ain't know how we cha-cha slide.
Just like that one time at Chella, good thing men weren't pulling out phones.
But his bodyguards in, not his bitch ass. He ain't touched me. He's a bitch. You know that.
Drake himself wouldn't do a single thing, which is smart. But it's also wild how Drake brags about the work his goons put in for him. But he's had some of the most disrespectful and flagrant things done to him that somehow everyone has just let slide. If these same things happened to another rapper, they would never hear the end of it. I mean, Drake has got him pissed on.
And after getting the R. Kelly treatment, apparently Drake ran out of the movie theater like a little bitch because he didn't want that smoke with T.I.'s boys. Not very mob-tied, is it?
He's got him bitch slapped by Diddy.
Why don't you bring out how you got smacked by a Diddy or some shit?
Puff Daddy had beef with Drake, and Jay-Z had to break up the fight backstage.
I mean, we could do a whole video about his L's, but that's not the topic at hand today. In 2016, Encino was the creative director for a shoot for the OVO clothing brand. One of the people he utilized as models was the young and upcoming Playboy Cardi. Things would come full circle in 2020 as he'd helped Drake get Cardi on a song called Pain 1993. The song is named after and pays homage to Ian, who Drake has been cool with for close to 7 or 8 years now. In his verse, he recalls how him and Ian were in the strip club throwing money together. Now you should know Ian is notorious for a lot of things, and one of them is posting private conversations. One of the convos he posted with Drake was telling him to get on a song with Cardi made all the way back in 2016. Just having the access to the biggest superstar in the world and him flattering your request surely means they were tight somewhat. Drake even has a sicko tattoo, which drove Twitter crazy. And Ian has even posted screenshots of him calling Capo, aka Drake's right-hand man, Chubbs. A lot of people found this friendship pretty odd, considering Ian's controversial career and them allegations. But then again, it seems like Drizzy sorta has a weird fetish for niggas with questionable histories with women. Brick Baby, who was incarcerated in the LA County jail with Ian, says Encino told him that Drake had paid him a visit in jail.
Drake came to visit me, da-da-da. I'm like, that's a lie. He said, yeah, they shut down visiting for like an hour. Drake was the only one to come up there.
Whether you believe that story or not, it seems like these two were actually pretty close. So when Ian posts that he has blocked Drake, it's kind of confusing. Chubbs then comments under Ian's post and reveals that them OVO goons had already put hands on Ian, even calling him a low boy. It looks more sketchy when you realize that Encino is in the Rich Flex video recap, so this tension has to be very recent. I swear, these guys are moving like death row in 96.
One guy was hanging him over the balcony.
Punching niggas, beating up niggas.
You guys don't think Drake is the new Tupac?
He's running around like Pac!
But as of right now, Ian and Drake seem to have made up. Drake is a huge fan of a restaurant and nightclub called Delilah. So much so that he has built a tight relationship with this establishment and has hosted dozens of his parties at this place. One of Drake's best friends, Zach Bia, works for H-Wood, a company that owns Delilah.
My friend just thought I was like being weird, like, why do you leave every night? But really I was like helping every Drake party because he throws a party like every night. I was finally having conversations with the guys, and then Drake was like, yo, like, you're the man, like, come link me at the hotel tomorrow.
One night in 2018, Drake is with Zach in his favorite bar that he loves to mention in his songs. Instagram influencer Summer Rae is also there with her boyfriend, Bennett Shipes. At around 2 a.m., the young couple decide it's time to leave, so they head to the VIP section to go say their goodbyes. Summer Rae gets through, but Bennett is stopped, and a little back and forth ensues between him and Drake. He then alleges that Drake eyes his friends and makes a throw/hand gesture as if to signal an order to get this guy beaten up. I can believe this because we've heard stories about the different hand signals that Drake gives to his bodyguards and friends for different situations.
Imagine Drake and his homie talking like this, real close. A girl slides in between them, starts like getting in Drake's face, just like yelling at him, whatever. Drake just turns his head to the side and then claps over his head like that, and then security comes and grips his girl up and throws her out the fucking...
So immediately after that, he's pushed outside the back of the club into an alley, now cornered by a bunch of people that were in the VIP section. One of these guys is Eunice Benjima, a boxer and also now a celebrity. Next to him is Chubbs, Drake's right-hand goon, and Jazz Prince, one of Jay Prince's sons. Everybody should know that Drake is closely affiliated with mob ties. When you look closely at the video, you see Eunice, a boxer, go in and beat the brakes off of this kid, while Drake, the shot caller, watches from a short distance. Then one of Jazz Prince's goons pushes through to go join in on the beating. He's wearing a Rapala hoodie. At first glance, it looks like Chubbs and Jazz Prince are trying to de-escalate the situation. But take a closer look. They're actually holding everyone back and making space for this kid to really get beat up. And when Eunice finally walks away, you see them walk closer towards Bennett. An article written by Insider about the situation shows this incident had many of the Delilah workers spooked, considering Drake is a regular. Drake has had tension with a bunch of upcoming rappers from Toronto, but the beef that stands out the most is with Mo G.
Mo G!
A guy that Drake co-signed by mentioning him on songs and posting on his Instagram.
Then I hit him with the high line. Mo G with the dance moves.
At that time, a Drake co-sign was a life-changing one.
That's my brother, you know what I'm saying? That's my big brother, you know what I'm saying? OVO gang till I die, that's how I'm gonna get there, you know what I'm saying?
While everything looked good from the outside, things weren't really going smooth behind the scenes. Mo G was heavily repping OVO because he believed he'd get signed to them, that they were a family. But very quickly, things changed, as they had allegedly put him in the studio to come up with flows and hooks for Drake to use on his new album.
Have you ever heard in the history of hip-hop a man that gives away his creativity and helps make Billboard hits but doesn't get paid $1 for it, one credit for it, and he's stuck in the hood? Doesn't make sense, but exposing these niggas will make sense. Fuck you, bitch-ass niggas.
But there were no real developments in terms of Moji's career itself.
Alright, just to let the world know, for the record, I'm not signed to OVO.
He was also pissed about the money situation. The cosign was cool, but it wasn't feeding him nor his family.
I thought we was family with OVO, but these niggas never paid me $1 after they stole my way to trying to hide me from the world and hide me from the... This nigga Oliver told me the whole OVO team thinks I deserve a compensation for everything Drake took from me. And all the Manchester offered me is $500. $500? Can't even pay mama's rent.
OVO obviously wouldn't comment on any of these allegations, but they would get it hot in the streets. Tensions rose between their people and Moji and his people. It wasn't too long until they caught Moji slipping either. After this, Moji would go completely quiet about the situation for a while. At least until Drake dropped Scorpion.
But I just heard somebody in the spot playing Drake's album. I heard the nigga say, I don't pop mollies, my mollies pop niggas. What mollies you talking about, bro? Where these mollies at that free popping niggas? I don't know what the hell this nigga be talking about.
Now, fortunately, after a bunch of years, the situation is now being resolved.
I just want you to know, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put that shit to rest a long time ago, man. Like I said, I only have love for you, brother. I wish the best for you always, you know? And I hope you know I mean that, man, for real.
Drake tells him he has forgiven him and that he will make sure the situation doesn't get any further out of hand. He also says he can't let it bleed into February. Now, he's obviously talking about the tension between their people in the streets. When you do go to watch Moji's recent interviews, he has nothing but good things to say about Drake.
How'd you feel Summer 16 when Drake mentioned you in the song?
First of all, big him up though, you know what I'm saying? That's bro, you know what I'm saying? He's a real nigga, he's nothing but love, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He didn't even have to do it, he just did it out of love, you know what I mean?
So they say Drake is the boy in the street, man. But then something happened to the Weeknd's manager.
Security guard has been wounded outside of a music executive's home in Encino.
Gigi Gracietta is live with the latest on the guard and the search for the suspects. Gigi.
That's right. Investigators have wrapped up their work here at the home behind me in Encino, but the real work for detectives starts now, trying to figure out exactly who these three suspects are and why they targeted this home. Take a look at the video. It all happened about 2:30 this morning in Encino. A security guard shot near his guard shack multiple times, taken to the hospital and rushed straight into surgery in critical condition. That guard now out of surgery and expected to make it. He managed to tell police there were three suspects, three men, all of them reportedly armed with guns and wearing hoodies. Now, the multi-million-dollar home belongs to Amir Ismailian, better known as Cash XO, who together with recording artist The Weeknd founded XO Records and has made quite a name for himself in the music industry. And a short while ago, investigators were on White Oak and a parking lot because it is believed that the suspects jumped the wall into the home early this morning. Now, the big question, were they targeting the security guard, or was this going to be a home invasion or attempted burglary? We're told that Cash XO was at home at the time. He had several guests over, but the suspects never made it into the house. Reporting live in Encino, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
And then here we go, man. 2 weeks later, niggas run up to Drake's home, park in front of the driveway, banging hella music. In my mind, they said the dudes, it was like three dudes in the car, they were banging music. In my mind, they were playing Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. They outside the house, Not Like Us. That's why some people think it's some fans that shot this shit. And putting Cash XO on the Weeknd in it sounds kind of crazy. But when you hear the beef behind the shit, then I don't know. But fans are outside Drake's house, banging Not Like Us. We just gonna say that they were banging some music.
Security guard is in serious condition, but he has not yet been identified by police.
The security guard came outside, like, "Hey niggas, turn that motherfucking music off," and they just unloaded on him. Some say they're playing the music. It was a setup. You know what I'm saying? They're playing the music for the security guard, lure him out. You know what I'm saying? Some people saying, shit, it was sent. Let's listen to this news, man.
Security guard is in serious condition, but he has not yet been identified by police. In terms of the suspect, police are still working on a description of the men in the car they were driving in. As you mentioned, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been hitting way below the belt the last few weeks. It would be extremely premature to say that the beef has anything at all to do with the shooting. But Bill and Sandra, there's no way you can ignore it.
We are in contact with his team, and they are cooperating.
Drake's 50,000 square foot, $100 million Toronto mansion swarming with police Tuesday morning. Police say a car with multiple people driving past the front gates overnight around 2 a.m., opening fire on a security guard who had been posted out front on duty.
He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred.
Investigators not saying if the hip-hop icon was home at the time, but say they do have some surveillance video of the incident.
It's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as we canvassing for video.
It is hard to ignore. The shooting is on the heels of a very ugly public rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar that dates back to 2013, reignited last fall, and went nuclear over the weekend. Drake posting this song Friday, setting off furious back-to-back releases between the two artists all weekend long. At one point, Drake accusing Kendrick Lamar of domestic violence. Kendrick Lamar accusing Drake of being a sexual predator.
I see dead people.
Then Sunday, Kendrick Lamar posting this response, the video with only one image during the 4.5-minute song, a picture of Drake's Toronto mansion, the location of this morning's shooting.
I cannot speak to a motive at this time because it's so early.
Feuds between artists date back to the early days of hip-hop, between Roxanne Shante and Marley Marl in the 80s. In the 90s, the East Coast-West Coast rivalry hit a fever pitch, during which time Biggie and Tupac were shot and killed. There have been lesser-known beefs over the last 20 years. Now the Drake and Kendrick Lamar feud going 0 to 100 real quick. And at this time, we have not yet heard from Drake or Kendrick Lamar about the shooting. We are waiting for the next police update from Toronto. Bill and Sandra?
Thank you very much, Darla.
Yeah, man. Even the news people, the white folks, everybody in on this, man. This is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, dog. It's crazy. But this is DJ Dead Homie, man. Y'all make sure y'all go click the links. Y'all hit like, subscribe, and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, you know what I mean? Go buy a t-shirt or something on the Dead Homies. I'm out. Hey, that's how nigga Mike Winters. Shoot that nigga. Shoot that nigga. Fuck that nigga. Fuck Mike Winters. Fuck that and shoot, nigga. Only thing that I'm worried about, punch one of these pussy ass niggas in their mouth. Then they film and they'll upload it. Suckers do anything for that clout. They'll trick you out of your position if you ain't gained up and you ain't here watching out. Internet bloggers, internet gangsters, who the snitches? I can't tell. On the Dead Homies and Enemies podcast, the only podcast that I won't tell. But I ain't tripping, I just pay attention to my own little business and I get the smell. I'm in another state, making another plate. Big plat place on my state. A plush hotel, just counting mail. I do this shit and I do it well. Doing 100 bang and a
That's on Dead Homies. Slick, homies. I put it on my Dead Homies.